Hello, South Florida. I'm Dylan Bazay.
And I'm Julian Lascano. Today is Monday, November 18th, 2024.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Dylan Bazay.
And I'm Julian Lascano. Today is Monday, November 18th, 2024.
Live from the Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Kaplan News.
Hailed as a hero, a teen is honored in a special ceremony after his life came to a tragic end. Family members and friends gathered over the weekend on the same beach where Victor Castenda Jr. disappeared.
Kaplan's David Lascano was at the gathering and joins us live this morning.
Good morning, guys. Now, for many beachgoers, this may just seem like another day, and there are no evidence of the events that transpired on Saturday, but the dark clouds are still around. This is the last place where Victor Castañeda was seen and where his family and friends gather to say their goodbyes. The death of a hero was commemorated this Saturday on South Beach.
My brother was a hero. He was a hero.
On November 9th, the 19-year-old Victor Castañeda was caught up and dragged by the rip current at South Point Beach after heroically saving his sister.
Un buen hermano, porque dio su vida como un héroe por su hermanita.
His loved ones hanged onto what little hope they had, but after 3 days of searching, the remains of his body washed up ashore in Key Biscayne.
Bueno, yo hasta el último momento pensé que él estaba vivo, que tal vez estaba en una ramita y estaba esperándonos. Pero yo decía, él está ahí, él está en algún lugar él está agarradito. Hasta ayer ya que nos dieron la triste noticia.
The memorial began at 4:30 and continued until the sky was pitch black. South Beach was filled by the friends and families of the victim, wearing forever 19 shirts to honor his death and holding each other up as their tears camouflaged with the breeze.
All of his friends came. My brother was an amazing person, and to know him was really to love him.
His family will always remember Victor as a devoted brother, a hero at all times, as they release 3 white doves to say their last goodbyes.
We love you, Vic.
If you want to help the Castañeda family, you can look up their GoFundMe where they have raised more than $30,000. Now, as you can see, they released 3 white doves to end the ceremony, but one of them did not want to leave. Many in the crowd believe this to be the spirit of Victor, who wanted to stick around for a while longer. For Kaplan News, I'm David Lascano.
Some long-range American firepower is now in the hands of the Ukrainian army and now approved for use in the war against Russia. As CNN's Amy Riley reports, it was just approved by President Biden.
It's definitely welcome news for the Ukrainians. Maybe a little bit too late for them.
President Joe Biden is giving Ukraine permission to use long-range U.S. weapons in Russia, according to 2 U.S. officials. Military experts say that could help Ukraine retain vital territory, but some observers worry about Russia's potential response.
Hits are not made with words. Such things don't need announcements. Missiles will speak for themselves.
One official says the Army tactical missile systems are primarily intended for use in the Kursk region for now. Allies hope Ukraine can hold on to it despite Moscow's deployment of about 50,000 troops there. That way, Ukraine can use it as a bargaining chip if peace talks occur.
It's not going to be a major game changer at the strategic level, but it could have strategic implications.
In September, the U.S. and U.K. debated letting Ukraine fire conventional Western missiles into Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin responded by saying Moscow could use nuclear weapons if that happened. He also said if a nuclear power supported an assault in his country, he'd consider that nation a joint attacker.
The worries have tended to be overblown. We're not in some sort of war with Putin here.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
As President-elect Donald Trump vows to make history with the largest deportation program to date, San Antonio opens a center that welcomes refugees and helps them prepare to enter the workforce.
in a building off Summit Parkway that once housed UPS. Refugees, many from Cuba and Venezuela, are learning to speak English.
A lot of the people who come here, people think they're coming from Mexico, they're crossing the border. The people that we see here mostly are people who are coming from Afghanistan, that they came from Ukraine, from Russia.
In the Mother Teresa Center, 130 Catholic Charities employees help everyone become self-sufficient.
Muslims, Jewish, we welcome everybody.
J. Antonio Fernandez, president and CEO of Catholic Charities, says they paved the way for people to find a home and a job.
It's complicated to actually provide for someone who just arrived to one country.
The goal is to have all refugees working a steady job within 180 days.
We have factories, we have so many jobs, but we need to have people who are trained and certified to use heavy machinery. Restaurants who, in San Antonio, a lot of people speak Spanish, and they need meseros, they need people to serve tables.
From a food pantry to a baby boutique, to youth mentoring, to childcare, to teaching life skills.
So this is one of the 3 enterprises that we have, is sewing.
It's wraparound care. Even a legal department helps with work permits.
It's actually a really busy place.
Each refugee who walks through these doors was granted political asylum by the U.S. government. They're living here legally.
And I know that we have a new administration coming in February, but we really think that this is going to be here for many, many years. It's a very interesting times, but for us, it was the right thing to do.
Mr. Fernandez says many of the refugees come to them from the Migrant Resource Center off San Pedro. He said right now about 300 people are still arriving here every day, compared to about 1,200 people this time last year. Alicia Nieves, KENS 5.
President-elect Trump has made a series of picks this weekend in an effort to fill out positions within his cabinet before his inauguration next year. These picks include Brendan Carr as chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, Caroline Leavitt as his press secretary, and Chris Wright as the Secretary of Energy. With some of his selections serving in his previous administration, many still speculate who his upcoming picks will be.
An adversary recently hacked emails shared between the Library of Congress staff and congressional offices. In a statement by Communications Director Bill Ryan, he said that the breach has been mitigated and the matter has been referred to law enforcement, although it is not clear what information was obtained during the hacking, which took place between January and September of this year. Speculations about who may have infiltrated lead many to believe the attacks were from China and Iran.
An E. coli outbreak linked to organic carrots has killed 1 person and sickened dozens of other people in 18 states. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are investigating Grimway Farms, a carrot producer in California that recalled its bagged organic baby and whole carrots at Trader Joe's, Wegmans, and more. The company said that recalled carrots are likely no longer sold in stores, but may still be in people's homes.
Spirit Airlines, a popular budget flight choice, has filed for bankruptcy protection. The airline says guests can continue to fly on flights already booked and even book new ones. Company stock is expected to plummet. While it is possible that filing for bankruptcy could see Spirit come out stronger than ever, it's also possible that the airline is bought out and forced to liquidate.
While small business owners hope for a huge return this holiday season, that may not be what they get. Many small business owners say inflation is causing shops to raise prices over the years, still according to surveys by the National Federation of Independent Businesses. Americans plan to spend big during the holidays, bringing optimism and reward that will help make up for the years of price increases.
Some good news for people who are not fans of telemarketing phone calls.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
It is a wow moment for Latin music, and we are here in attendance.
The Latin Grammy Awards was one of the hottest tickets in South Florida last week. If you weren't able to get one, you can be our +1. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Stars on stage at the Kaseya Center. It was all for last Thursday's Latin Grammy Awards.
Kaplan Sarah Mercedes was there.
It is finally here. The 25th annual Latin Grammy Awards ceremony has arrived to Miami. We are here to celebrate the Latin passion and the Latin talent through bachata, salsa, pop, and even reggaeton with artists like Becky G, David Bisbal, and Marc Anthony. This night is certainly gonna be unforgettable. Karol G, nominated 8 times, is making history by winning Best Urban Music Album for Mañana Será Bonito. A standout moment has been the iconic collaboration between Pitbull and Bon Jovi, blending genres and generations in a performance that quickly became an audience favorite. Juan Luis Guerra has set the record of the year, taking home 4 awards. The event strengthens the unity of the Latin community.
It's an incredible occasion to celebrate all the music, the Latin culture, and the unity of various genres.
It is a wow moment for Latin music, and we are here in attendance.
And also serves as a gateway for advocacy. An example, David Bisbal publicly showing his support for Valencia, recently destroyed with floods. The Grammys resulted into a captivating, magical night and continues to be a global stage for music that inspires and unites. Reporting from Miami, I am Sara Mercedes for Kaplan News.
According to the FTC, the number of telemarketing calls people are receiving has dropped by more than 50% for the last 3 straight years. The FTC banned the impersonation of government agencies or businesses and expanded the telemarketing sales rule to protect businesses facing illegal telemarketing and AI scam calls. You can add your number to the FTC's National Do Not Call Registry to block most telemarketing calls. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Dylan Pazay.
I'm Julian Lascano. Get more news anytime at capitalnews.fiu.edu.
I could really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes?
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by PantherTech in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Signs of life. The Dolphins starting to look like their old selves after a much-needed win at home.
Losing pace, the Miami Heat fall 2 losses for the in-season tournament in a doubleheader at Indiana.
And a Panthers shutout. The Cats win big in what looks like a perfect game for them. All of this and more on the sideline.
Hello, South Florida, and welcome to the Sideline, the place to get all your highlights for the South Florida teams. I'm Julian Lascano.
I'm Nicolette Esper, and the Sideline starts now. Following the victory in LA, the Dolphins continued their win against the Raiders. Jonnu Smith opened the scoreboard with a 57-yard catch and the run that had his teammates celebrating before he even crossed the goal line. Tua had 2 other touchdown passes, including a 1-yard score to Smith in the first quarter. The final score was Las Vegas 19, Miami 34. The Fins will play the Patriots at home this Sunday on November 24th at 1 p.m.
That Miami Heat failed to even out the record with loss at the Indiana Pacers. In this 2-game series, the Heat, without their star player Jimmy Butler, due to a sprained ankle, can't get their sweep without them beating on Friday. Tyler Hero scored 28 points, but it was just enough to close out the 9-point deficit. The final score was Heat 110, Indiana 119. The Miami Heat are back home to host the Philadelphia 76ers tonight at 7:30 p.m.
The Florida Panthers cement themselves as one of the best teams in the NHL after beating the Winnipeg Jets, who have proved to be another top team. There were many goals for the Panthers last night, but one of the main stars of the game goes to goalie Sergio Bobrovsky. He stopped 27 shots for his 45th career shutout against the top team in the NHL. The final score was Winnipeg 0, Panthers 5, and now both teams are traveling to Winnipeg to face off on Tuesday night at 8 p.m.
And the U.S. men's team faced off against Jamaica in the quarterfinal of the CONCACAF National League. The U.S. opened with a score sheet by an assist by Pulisic and a goal by Ricardo Pepi from the right side of the box into the bottom right corner of the goalpost. Jamaica struggled to stay in the game with a penalty shot by Demarai Gray blocked by Matt Turner. The final score was United States men's team 1, Jamaica 0. USA will continue their leg of the game on aggregate time where they will face off Jamaica at home.
President-elect Donald Trump had a high-profile appearance at UFC 309 in Madison Square Garden on Saturday night. He was joined by a group of Republican allies and key administration picks, including his sons Eric and Donald Jr. and performer Kid Rock. Trump was also spotted sharing a warm embrace with podcast host Joe Rogan, and even one fan waved a flag with an image of Trump raising his fist after the first assassination attempt.
The highly anticipated boxing match between 27-year-old Jake Paul and 58-year-old Mike Tyson took place Friday night at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The early rounds were tame, but Tyson came out aggressive in round 3. Still, Paul dominated most of the fight as Tyson showed signs of fatigue as Paul beat Tyson by a unanimous decision. The final fight was streamed live on Netflix, but thousands of viewers reported crashes and delays. Netflix has yet to comment.
It's time for us to go ahead and take a break, but don't go anywhere because here's what lies ahead on the sideline.
It just came to mind one day when I was looking at cracked pickleballs and I said, what do you do with these?
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas as a lady in Iowa combines her favorite sport with the magic of Christmas. Sideline will be back in just 2 minutes.
I could really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes?
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Go get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by Panther in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
With pickleball sweeping the nation, some are adapting it with the upcoming holiday season.
KCCI's Olma Tyler has more on how a woman in Iowa is getting into the Christmas spirit with her favorite hobby.
Mrs. Claus is getting ready for Christmas early this year.
So pick your color and away you go.
While most people want shiny new things, this pickleball player is reinventing the old.
It just came to mind one day when I was looking at cracked pickleballs and I said, what do you do with these? Well, they throw them away. And that's where the idea became to recycle them and make Christmas ornaments.
Sherry gathers the cracked pickleballs from where she plays with her husband.
And it's all about glitter for me. Glitter, maybe some glue. You could put glue all over this, glitter all over this, and then you got a nice start. So take a little decoration from the table. We have bows and flowers and beads and buttons, all kinds of stuff.
Through all the glitz and glam, the real reason of Christmas is not lost on Miss Sherry.
We decided, with cooperation from the field house, it was a great idea to do a food bank drive.
She's taking food and cash donations at the field house at the Prairie Trail Sports Complex in Ankeny until January 1st. They will then give the donations to the Lutheran Church of Hope's food pantry.
These ornaments were made with love and fellowship and just in real deep caring for other people. It's not about the ornaments, it's about serving others.
In Ankeny, Olivia Tyler, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
South Florida teams are gearing up for another full week of games.
We have Sidelines Adrian Laura, who has his picks for this week.
Thanks, guys. Another week has passed as now we look into this week coming up for Miami sports. The three teams I'm going to discuss today have been a little shaky as of late. Like the Miami Dolphins, they have themselves a game against the New England Patriots on November 24th. Dolphins did bring back Tua, and they do have the better record against the New England Patriots, so I could see the Dolphins beating the New England Patriots this upcoming Sunday. We now head into Miami Heat basketball. They have themselves a game against the Philadelphia 76ers. Miami Heat also have been a little shaky as of late, but shockingly enough, the Philadelphia 76ers, who last season was one of the best teams in the NBA, has one of the worst records of the NBA this season. So I could easily see the Miami Heat beating the Philadelphia 76ers. Finally, we head into my must-see of the week, the Florida Panthers facing off against the Winnipeg Jets in Winnipeg. When we thought the Florida Panthers had themselves back-to-back losses against the New Jersey Devils, the Florida Panthers cemented themselves back as one of the top teams in the NHL, being the Winnipeg Jets, who are also one of the top teams in the NHL. They won it back again on Tuesday, and I could easily see the Florida Panthers beating the Winnipeg Jets. That's all the time I have. You can get to all of these games live on your local broadcast stations. For Game Picks, this is Agent Laura, Kaplan News.
As always, just a reminder that if you want to keep up with updates, fun segments, and more from our crew, you can follow our Instagram for all things Sideline. Follow us at sideline.kaplan. That's it for today. I'm Nicolette Esper.
And I'm Julie Lascano. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week on The Sideline.